The Sicilian Shadow. How did a street kid become the architect of America's underworld? What if a poor immigrant boy from Sicily, scarred by a near-fatal throat slashing, turned that brush with death into a ticket to immortality, forging the modern mafia from the ashes of bloody gang wars? In the roaring chaos of 1920s New York, Charles Lucky, Luciano didn't just survive the bootleg battles. He orchestrated a revolution, allying with Jewish mobsters, eliminating old-world bosses, and building a criminal empire that still casts its shadow today. But as alliances formed in smoke-filled rooms and bodies dropped in Coney Island eateries, one question burned. Could this lucky visionary outmaneuver the very code he shattered? From Sicilian soil to New York streets, the humble hard beginnings. Born Salvatore Lucania on November 24, 1897, in the sulfur mining town of Lercara Fritti, Sicily, Luciano arrived in New York's Lower East Side at age 9 with his impoverished family. The tenements teemed with opportunity and peril. Dropping out of school after 5th grade, young Luciano dove into petty crime, shoplifting, gambling, and running errands for local hoodlums. By 1916, at 19, he joined the notorious Five Points Gang, a melting pot of Italian, Irish, and Jewish thugs where he honed his edge alongside future allies like Meyer Lansky and Benjamin Bugsy Siegel. These early hustles, extortion, narcotics peddling, landed him his first prison stint for heroin possession, but they also built a network that would prove unbreakable. As Prohibition dawned in 1920, Luciano spotted the gold mine in bootlegging, smuggling liquor from Canada and the Caribbean, raking in fortunes while evading the law's grasp. The lucky break, surviving the ride that forged a legend. October 1929 marked Luciano's baptism by fire, or blade. Kidnapped by rivals, possibly Salvatore Maranzano's men, he was beaten, stabbed, and had his throat slashed in a Staten Island one-way ride. Dumped for dead, Luciano miraculously survived, earning the moniker Lucky and a droopy right eye as souvenirs. This near death not only toughened him but elevated his status, proving he was untouchable. Allied with Lansky, a financial wizard, and Siegel, a ruthless enforcer, Luciano expanded operations under boss Giuseppe Joe the Boss Masseria, running gambling dens and prostitution rings that funneled millions. But tensions brewed. Masseria's old-school Sicilian mustache Pete's clashed with Luciano's vision of a multi-ethnic syndicate, setting the stage for betrayal. The Castellammarese War, bloodshed and calculated alliances. The late 1920s erupted into the Castellammarese War, a brutal feud between Masseria and Maranzano over New York's underworld throne. Luciano, playing both sides, secretly aligned with Maranzano while serving Masseria, feeding intel that prolonged the carnage, over 60 deaths in shootouts and ambushes. Sensing the war's futility, Luciano convened the 1929 Atlantic City Conference, gathering heavyweights like Al Capone to broker peace in divvy territories, showcasing his diplomatic cunning. Yet, as bodies mounted, Luciano plotted deeper. Why bow to outdated bosses when he could crown himself? If these pulse-racing tales of knife-edge alliances and near-fatal escapes have you hooked on the mob's golden age, why not subscribe to our YouTube channel? We've got exclusive breakdowns and visuals that bring these legends to life just a click away. The Coney Island Coup, eliminating the old guard. April 15, 1931, the tipping point. Luciano lured Masseria to Nuova Villa Tamaro restaurant in Coney Island for a friendly lunch. Midway through cards, Luciano excused himself to the restroom. In rushed Siegel, Joe Adonis, Vito Genovese, and Albert Anastasia, unleashing a barrage that left Masseria slumped over an ace of spades, blood pooling amid pasta remnants. With Masseria gone, Luciano switched allegiance to Maranzano, who declared himself boss of bosses. But Maranzano's paranoia sealed his fate. Suspecting Luciano's ambition, he hired hitman Vincent Mad Dog Call, who botched it. Striking first, Luciano orchestrated Maranzano's September 1931 slaying in his Manhattan office. Stabbed and shot by disguised taxmen, his throat slashed for poetic justice. Crowning the commission, birth of the modern mafia. With the old bosses eliminated, Luciano revolutionized organized crime. He established the Commission in 1931, a governing board of bosses from the five families and beyond, mediating disputes like a criminal corporation. No more boss of bosses. Power was shared, territories divided, and Murder, Inc. enforced the peace with chilling efficiency. Luciano's syndicate diversified. Bootlegging yielded to gambling, narcotics, and labor rackets, amassing $10 million annually by the mid-1930s. From a street kid to the undisputed overlord, Lucky, had built an empire on brains over brawn, the unlucky shadow. What empires await in the darkness? Lucky Luciano's ascent, a masterful tapestry of survival, slaughter, and strategy, transformed the Mafia from feudal chaos to a sleek syndicate influencing crime for generations. Yet as prison loomed and deportations beckoned, new questions arise: who inherited his throne and what modern shadows mimic his blueprint? If this electrifying rise leaves you craving more mob masterminds, subscribe to our YouTube channel now. Dive into untold chronicles that peel back history's veils and brace for the next revelation that could rewrite the Underworld's playbook.